Welcome, boom, boom, welcome, boom, boom, welcome, boom, boom, welcome back to the cave. Look, welcome back to the cave. This is a new series, actually. We're going to call this one Down the Rabbit Hole from the Cave. This episode 1, where we just I just start with some trending topics. Whatever's on the timeline, I just go down whatever's new, whatever's trending. I don't know what genre. It could be something about a podcast. It could be something about a celebrity, whatever. I opened a couple right now. I just went to YouTube straight here and I just clicked on a couple. Boom, 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 boom. I got a couple open and we're just gonna let the YouTube algorithm lead us. Like we start with Wes Watson goes on a racist rampage against UFC fighter, destroying his criminal case.
Fighter Kevin Holland, and
shout out to Johnny Bravo.
It looks like Wes didn't like what he had to say, and like he did me, he blocked him. I will send you a KFC gift card. How about that? So by now, we should all know who Wes Watson is, that piece of shit with 3 hairs left on his head and he's trying to cover up with that stupid tattoo, right? We should all know him because he's famous. Remember, everybody knows who Wes Watson, that asshole, is with his purses walking down the streets of Miami and his high heels to make himself taller. We should all know him, right?
I'm famous. I'm famous.
Well, he's always opening up.
If you don't know, Wes Watson is known as a fucking prick. He started in the red pill community. You know, like Fresh and Fit and them, those guys. That's what he was.
His big mouth, bigger than he should, like I was just saying. And now, it got him in a little hot water. And he was live with his silicone stuffed Sharmuta Angie, right? And he opened his mouth on MMA and UFC fighters.
Fighters are pussies, okay? They're only good in the ring. People I know will not accept a loss, okay? If a pro fighter did his jujitsu on him, then the guy's gonna come back and duct tape his family, okay?
So since he opened his stupid mouth talking about MMA fighters, right? Giving us all his 2 cents that nobody really cared about hearing, the UFC guys are all coming after his ass. The story has gone viral. It's everywhere. MMA sites, UFC sites. There's so many videos on this, I can't even keep up. All these MMA guys are looking at this asshole and like, you're spitting this dumb shit out.
And I don't know if you've seen Johnny Bravo's last video where on Wes Watson where he got his whole car repoed.
Your mouth. But we all saw this fight you were in. You had to get your 4 buddies to gangbang him with you, and you used a fucking weapon. What kind of pussy is this? Now you would think this asshole.
What type of pussy is this?
Mouth, but of course we know how this piece of shit works, right? He can never shut his mouth, and it always ends up landing him in more trouble. And in this case, it's no different. Like, I wasn't gonna cover this story because I knew what he was doing. He was talking shit about UFC guys because he knew it will go viral everywhere, and it did. And I didn't want to give him what he wanted. But now, he opened up his mouth a little bit too far. And now I can give him the attention that he wanted because, like we've seen in the past, he's shown that he's racist. And now, what he's just done to this UFC fighter paints a whole different picture that I'm going to put together for you, and how this can affect him in court with the 7-foot monster, because we saw his racist ways then. So now, let me show you where this asshole's mouth is getting him into trouble. This is UFC fighter Kevin Holland, and it looks like Wes didn't like what he had to say, and like he did me, he blocked him. But this guy didn't like it. He posted that he blocked him, and look, oh, Kendra Lust, I like her. What did she say? This guy trying to put you down because you did in prison, so I'm guessing he won't be at the UFC fights this weekend. Look, even Kendra Luss is getting in on this asshole. He can't avoid nobody with his big fucking mouth. Now watch. So they go into the DM exchange. Damn, comments off. You go on a rant, then turn into a pussy. We all know what kind of pussy he is. Wes goes, comments aren't turned off, slow motherfucker. You gotta follow the comment. Got something to say, crybaby? LOL. On my page, the same way, I'm in Miami Thursday Beach, fight bar, fight house, fight up, to your way, your city. Oh, and your girl is hot. Now look what Wes says. He goes, she don't like toads. Nobody does. All right, you know what a toad is? In prison, they refer to black people. I never heard this before until I looked it up, as toads. So he's writing, she don't like black people. Nobody does. All right, look how fucked up. Now it gets even better. LOL, she likes money, he said. I can tell. And you're broke, kiddo. LOL, get off the crack. Fuck's the matter with you little boys? So what's up with you being a pussy or what? Talking shit because you hear something you don't agree with? I don't give a fuck who you are or if you like me. LOL, ain't that how the world works? He goes, no, fuck weirdo. I'd call you out, but I ain't got your number. And now look what he says, the asshole. Look at this racist shit. I will send you a KFC gift card. How about that? This fucking asshole. Sucks being an influencer when you get called out and won't do shit. Like we all know he never does. He talks a big fucking game, and then when it comes down to it, he brings his fucking buddies to help his ass. So this is another example showing how he's a racist. And you know, it started when we first saw what he did with the 7-foot monster, beating him down, calling him those names, right, that I won't repeat on here.
Oh, my bad. I'm talking with my shit muted. I'm like academics right now. The 7-foot monster was the guy he beat up in the gym.
Called me a jerk. And then that's why I was like, yo, you called me a dick. And then that's when we started fighting.
And then he went on live with a silicone stuffed sharmuta, and he started calling black people monkeys.
Like, why don't you put some fucking cocoa butter on your head and on your ashy knees? She don't fuck with you, bro. JoJo. I bet you understand what JoJo looks like, you guys. JoJo the monkey, the jumping around monkey man. Like, nobody gives a fuck about people like you, dipshit. Monkey JoJo. Yeah, jump around, monkey. Don't give a fuck.
And now we see the UFC fighter.
Damn, monkey JoJo.
How he's using all these racist terms with him. It paints a picture for him, and it's not really a good picture, especially when this asshole has court, a criminal trial coming up that could land him behind bars again. And him showing this behavior online, that crime against the 7-foot monster, it could be looked at as a hate crime with all this shit he's showing. So I started thinking, I'm like, when did this guy, become a racist? And I had remembered he was on a podcast with our favorite, Adam 22, that cuck, piece of shit, fuck boy, loser.
No jumper, the coolest, tough, wait, no. What is it? The coolest, chillest podcast?
Right. I don't have to get into him right now on this video. Well, he was on a podcast with him, and he was saying how when he was in prison, he was forced to become a racist.
People get all twisted, like, Wes a racist? But the penitentiary makes you side with your race.
Right, but so even the dudes who are like fully racist, they're not in there starting problems with the black dudes and shit, right?
No, you can't. No. If a skinhead ever went to go start a problem with another race, like off the top real quick, we would have to jump with them.
But this is the thing. You get out of prison, you're put out in the real world. Prison is supposed to reform you, teach you to learn from your mistakes in the past. That's what prison
prison make dudes meaner and more good at whatever it is they went in for usually.
Really is supposed to be, right? But you come out and you're showing this racism on multiple occasions. Well, that behavior can land you right back in prison. So again, he has a criminal trial coming up this summer against the 7-foot monster. And if you don't think all those lawyers and prosecutors and everybody's not watching his actions online, seeing his behavior, like I said from the beginning, his big fucking mouth, he thought it was his biggest power. But in the end, it could become his biggest weakness and put him back in prison, not just for years, but make him.
Because most of the urban folk
I keep doing that shit. Anybody surprised though? That's crazy, but anybody surprised? Attempted kidnapping leads to a man being shot, killed in Peoria. Yeah, I'm lost. I should read what the comments say, huh? Yeah. Right before we watch it. Yeah, I'm at a loss as to why there are so many absolute ignorant and idiotic comments on this video. She was clearly being stalked. She screams. He runs after her. She got a kid, and then you hear the cops tell him to stop. He doesn't. Bam, the end. Damn, all right, let's watch it. I don't think I need to read another one.
Video shows a Peoria woman screaming for help as a man allegedly tries to kidnap her child. Within minutes, police responded and shot the suspect. 12 News journalist Sean Rice is live from the neighborhood near 87th Avenue and Thunderbird. And Sean, what happened?
Yeah, Tram, good afternoon to you. I'm standing really in the exact spot where this attempted kidnapping happened last evening. That mom, who you just saw there on camera, let out that scream, I'm told, is a new mom. She just had her child within the last couple of months. And I'm told she would regularly walk that child in a stroller in this neighborhood along these sidewalks in what is a normally safe gated community. Now, Peoria police tell us last night 43-year-old Matthew Cardone simply would not leave her alone. He walked up to her and attempted that kidnapping, and what that video shows really narrates how this entire thing unfolded. Let's walk you through that video step by step. Peoria police tell us this all happened at around 6:45 last night. Here you can see Cardone try and talk to the woman as she walked in front of this home in the neighborhood. It's just a couple of houses down from where this attempted kidnapping took place. As she walks away, Cardone follows her, and you can hear the woman let out several screams as she frantically calls for help. About a minute later, you can see him walk down the street, and a Peoria police truck follows. This was after multiple people called 911. Not long after that, you can hear a police officer give him commands to stop in his tracks. Then you can hear several gunshots, over a half dozen gunshots from that video. Cardone, we're told, was shot and killed here on scene. And from speaking with neighbors, this is a community where a lot of people walk their pets or children in the evenings. And friendly people would always see this woman walk her young child on these sidewalks, and they always would keep a watchful eye on her.
Neighbors last night told her, or 2 days ago, actually, just made a comment to her about make sure that you're safe and always aware of your surroundings. You know, you never know. Coincidentally, the next day, this situation happened. And so it was a real eye-opener. I'm very grateful that she's good.
And that kindness from neighbors showed itself last night when police tell us someone who lives nearby helped that young mom get away from the suspect.
Damn, thank God. She was in her own neighborhood. He was comfortable as hell.
And call police, who responded here within minutes. The woman's husband, I'm told, was also able to run over and fight him off as well. This morning, I did have a chance to speak with her husband. They live just down the block from here. He did answer the door, but respectfully asked that we respect their privacy as they continue to work through the scary emotions of what occurred last night. Now, Peoria police tell us the Glendale Police Department will assume the investigation into determining whether or not this officer-involved shooting is justified. But from talking with many neighbors here in this gated community, they tell us they're extremely grateful for that swift and fast Peoria police response.
Shout out Peoria police responding. I guess the guy didn't do something, and he got spadowed. The video doesn't show what happened. Yeah, it really doesn't. Well, at least the story has a happy ending. Yeah, I guess so. Manhunt. Inside former police chief and convict dubbed the devil in the Ozark. Ooh, we got a new series coming.
The Ozarks, known for its small towns and natural beauty, now the subject of a more than week-long prison break manhunt, seemingly out of nowhere. Officials urgently searching for Grant Hardin, dubbed the Devil in the Ozarks by some, a former Arkansas police chief, now an escaped convicted murderer and rapist, still on the run. The saga rattling small-town Arkansas and the nation.
A lot of people are there speculating, of course. Is he still here? Is he around here? If so, where is he?
But definitely taking the extra precautions and locking all my doors.
Not to say that I don't trust that they're doing everything they can. It's just he's obviously clever, and it's nerve-wracking.
It came on.
She's smart. Never trust it. Never trust it. Don't let your guard down.
On the heels of a recent New Orleans jailbreak.
Now to the urgent manhunt at this hour after jailbreak in Louisiana, 10 inmates escaping.
The inmates yanking open a jail cell door, breaching a wall behind a toilet.
New Orleans and Arkansas are very similar. They both use vulnerabilities of the prison, in effect, to escape. You know, whether it be compromised staff, compromised equipment, whatever it might be. Which allowed all of them to go on the run.
And the capture today of a Texas man wanted for murder who had evaded authorities for nearly a month. On Sunday, May 25th, Hardin walked out of the medium-security Calico Rock prison.
He made his escape over very, very difficult topography. The place isn't called Calico Rock for nothing. It's
Nancy Gray's always been a wild one.
Very rocky terrain. Yet he's made it, and he's been on the run for days and days and days.
The 56-year-old locked up since 2017.
He is just an evil man. He should not be trusted.
In one word, I would say he is a sociopath.
Officials say Hardin disguised himself before a prison guard buzzed him through a secure entryway.
He puts together a makeshift prison official uniform and is actually caught on camera pushing a dolly out, just acting calm, normally, as if he worked there, and the man escapes.
He act like he belonged. 90% of the time you act like you belong, you're going to be able to just do it. Like, they're going to be like, hey. Like, he's too obvious. Like, nobody else saying nothing. He must... Like, he must be there.
Security lapse is now under investigation and an internal review at the prison underway.
It's a little hard for me to imagine that he pulled all that off with nobody else involved. Like every fugitive, time is not necessarily on their side unless they've really got tight resources. I mean, like Whitey Bulger. Whitey Bulger stayed on the run for, a dozen plus years because he had a lot of money. And he went to a community in California, and basically he and his wife posed to somebody else.
The FBI and U.S. Marshals offering a combined reward of $25,000 for information leading to Hardin's arrest. Authorities closing roads and scouring heavily wooded areas and caves nearby, warning Hardin could be armed and dangerous.
Now, is he inside one of those caves?
I doubt if he's going back. That's a lot of money. He probably going to go death by a cop because he probably he ain't going to get another chance. He ain't going to get another chance. He don't want to be found.
It makes it very difficult to search for him because you literally have to climb rocks and go from entrance to entrance into caves. But if he is up there, then somebody pre-planned that. You can't just go into a cave and stay there for weeks. What are you going to eat? How are you going to survive?
My colleague Faith Abube spoke to the communications director for the Arkansas Department of Corrections late last week.
There is a building sense of frustration, just wanting to bring this to an end, wanting to make sure that, the community is safe and that this, dangerous inmate is brought in.
So law enforcement is going to look at friends and associates. Who has visited him in the prison? What phone calls has he made? Are any of his relatives, for example, she may be an ex-wife, but a wife and a daughter. Has he had any contact with them?
Some of his victims and their families truly terrified.
I mean, it just seems so unreal. I mean, how does this happen?
Cheryl Tillman is the sister of James Appleton, who Grant Hardin pleaded guilty to murdering in 2017. Hardin shot Appleton in the head. Investigators found his body in his truck.
What happened? Somebody shot this old boy.
I got a phone call from a lady that said that my brother was on a hill. It looked like he was slumped over the steering wheel.
Cheryl says James, a water department employee for the city, was often at odds with Hardin.
Grant was very hard to get along with. They didn't have a very good relationship.
The family says they don't understand why Hardin would kill James.
He could never give us a reason why this happened. And that's all we ever wanted, was a reason why.
That night of the murder, Hardin was arrested.
Can I get a lawyer?
Yeah.
I don't feel like I need to.
It's up to you.
But obviously something's going on and I need one.
Can you stand up for me? Alright, go ahead and turn around, put your hands behind your back. You're being placed under arrest for capital murder.
Nathan Smith helped prosecute Hardin's case.
He had a sample drawn from him for DNA comparisons, and as a result of that, it was proven that he was the offender in an unsolved rape case from 1997, and he pled guilty to that additional charge.
He attacks a school teacher, for Pete's sake, on a Sunday morning getting ready for class.
Yes, sir. We had a teacher molested in the bathroom here.
A teacher, sir?
Yes.
Who did it?
We don't know. She went in the bathroom and someone grabbed her.
This guy will do anything.
Yo,
he viciously raped a...
That's crazy. He raped a teacher, and she called it in and did everything and went and got it swabbed, and it was from 1997. That's crazy. He got caught for something unrelated, and it got linked back to him.
School teacher in the bathroom at gunpoint.
Hardin was given a combined 50-year prison sentence for both the 2017 murder and the 1997 rape.
What stands out to me about Mr. Hardin is not only the manner in which he committed both of these heinous crimes, but also that he could commit these two crimes so far apart from one another and go.
He ain't trying to get caught. He ain't trying to get caught.
For years and years and years, live with that, work in law enforcement.
There's a term that's called parallel personalities, where they can do absolutely horrible things and come back and lead a normal life.
Our ABC affiliate, KHBS, reporting that prior to the crimes, Hardin worked for at least 4 separate law enforcement agencies.
He made his way up to constable, police chief.
Hardin was allegedly fired for excessive force and making poor decisions on the job.
Because this escapee is a former police chief and police officer, he's going to
smash up the likes, smash up the likes.
Well, at least be more cognizant of, he could be tracked with a cell phone. He knows not to call relatives, friends, associates, those kind of things he maybe would think through.
Hardin's gruesome crimes became the subject of an episode in the true crime series, Shattered.
Even if he said he did do it, I couldn't see that side of him.
And later in the 2023 investigation discovery documentary, Devil in the Ozarks.
You know, it's just disgusting to think that one man has that much power to do that.
If he's not a psychopath or a sociopath, they're going to have to redefine the term.
Pop culture has long been fascinated by the thrill of security prison. It's unclear if the trio survived their attempt to get off the island. They were never found. And the Golden Globe-nominated series Escape at Dannemora.
These are dangerous people, and they're nothing to be trifled with.
Chronicled the infamous 2015 prison break of 2 convicted murderers at the Clinton Correctional Facility in upstate New York, helped by a prison employee who prosecutors say was their lover. Last year, Danilo Cavalcante, a convicted murderer, made a shocking escape from county lockup.
So this prison known for having people escape.
Up in Pennsylvania by crab walking up the walls in the jail yard. He was captured after an intense 2-week manhunt.
Oh, that's a different place.
And today, a search still ongoing for 2 of those 10 inmates who made that brazen escape from a jail in New Orleans more than 2 weeks ago.
Prison breaks are sort of inevitable. Many prisons and jails are understaffed, like the one in New Orleans, maybe had 60% of the manpower they needed to run it. Low pay also doesn't attract people that are the most trustworthy.
Back in the Ozarks, authorities continue.
That's crazy. I guess he's saying a lot of good people, good-hearted people, don't want to be correction officers and be around criminals all day and people that's going to try to trick them. So I can imagine that not the best people or people that want to do that job for a good reason, or a lot of people that's just doing it for money do that job. So then they're susceptible to just being like paid off for stuff. Hey, you want to make $5,000 real quick? Just let me get this in the jail. Let my girl pass me this or whatever, blah, 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 some drug or a cell phone. Hey.
Continue the manhunt for Hardin.
I have a lot of faith in our state, local, and federal law enforcement officials. I know that they're doing everything they can do. They're moving heaven and earth to find him. And so I'm hopeful that they'll recapture him soon.
Be vigilant, to just keep your doors locked, you know, just be careful.
Yeah, they got a serial killer on the loose. All right, what's this? State attorney announces arrest of 7 police officers.
WPBF 25 News at noon starts with breaking news.
Breaking news here at noon, 7 West Palm Beach police officers surrendering in connection to a deadly crash that killed a mother and her pregnant daughter. It happened last summer, and it follows a months-long investigation into whether these officers violated pursuit policy. Thanks for joining us for WPBF 25 News at noon. I'm Stephen Graves.
And I'm Tiffany Kenny. We have team coverage for you this afternoon. Reporters Nikita Ramos and Terry Parker are live outside the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office with what we're learning about the case. We begin with Terry with new details about the crash. Terry?
We have just also received the arrest report for these 7 officers, and it backs up my original reporting that these officers allegedly were not only involved in an improper high-speed chase at speeds up to 100 miles an hour, resulting in a double fatal crash, but that they left the scene, did not render aid, and did not report the crash. 3 of the officers appeared in bond court this morning.
Oh, hold on. Because I was about to say, like, if they were kids that stole a car to joyride and they're up and they're going 100 miles an hour, that's on them. They made a bad decision. But if the police then left them, like they're victims now, and the police left them, didn't report it because they knew that they were supposed to be doing it, then yeah, you got to go. I was about to be like, oh, maybe the police ain't wrong for a second. Nope, they were wrong.
Etienne Pierre was one of the drivers in the chase. Austin Danielovich also charged with leaving the scene of a deadly crash and obstruction of justice, as was Christopher Reckdahl. The courtroom was packed with their family members as well as the families of the 2 victims, Marcia Porchette and her pregnant daughter, Janelle Woods.
And they probably like knew the laws. Criminals know the laws, or people do stuff like that. And they probably thought like, wait, hold on. Why the police still following us? We're going over 100 or whatever the law is. They should be backing up, but they didn't.
According to the probable cause affidavit, 3 West Palm Beach vehicles, including a marked car, began a pursuit of a Kia Stinger with possibly illegally tinted windows in West Palm Beach late last July. The 3 cars carrying 7 officers pursued the suspect in this improper chase all the way to Boynton Beach, sometimes at speeds approaching or over 100 miles an hour. 1 vehicle at one point driving the wrong way in the wrong lane. This was a police car. Neone Copeland slammed into Woods and Porchette's car at over 80 miles per hour. The PC says then cell phone GPS records and vehicle trackers showed all 3 of the cars approached the scene and either did a U-turn or drove past it, right where Porchette and Woods were lying there suffering fatal injuries. The report says the officers then turned around, failed to render aid, failed to notify the supervisor, and did not reveal their role in this chase and crash.
Damn, over fucking tinted windows.
And as I reported previously, one source close to the investigation tells me that the officers fled the scene, one of them at least, at 100 miles per hour. It was only when Boynton Beach police then went back and looked at the video surrounding the crash and said, hey, what was West Palm Beach officers doing here? They contact West Palm Beach supervisors, and that's when their involvement in this fatal crash came to light. We're going to have much more on what happened in court today and where the other officers are and all.
That's crazy.
Today at the Palm Beach County Courthouse. Now inside of court, we saw for the first time officers Christopher Reckdahl, Austin Danielovich, and Pierre Paityn are all now being held on $125,000 bond each. They're each facing 2 felony counts of leaving the scene of a crash involving death and a felony count of official misconduct. Now, 4 other officers, Michael Borgen, William Loaiza, Brendan Stedfelt, and Darian Thomas, have been arrested on 1 felony count of official misconduct. In a statement, state attorney...
They probably would have got like a lot of sympathy from at least some people if they would have still rendered aid. Then people would have been like, oh, well, you play stupid games, win stupid prizes. They still tried to help you or whatever. It didn't work. The MLMs came. But the fact that they left is like, fuck. Yeah, we got to get you.
Attorney Alexia Cox says that the police officers' actions are a disturbing betrayal of public trust and that the office will pursue justice wherever the facts and the law lead. So this day marks this appearance of these officers mark a very long process ahead that we, of course, will continue to follow.
Shout out to WPBF 25. Can't even say that. What's this? Housing warning. You might not like what you hear. Ooh.
Not a day goes by, right? I mean, warnings and concerns about the housing market, they're mounting. Now, this morning in my inbox, Political called this a situation a lose-lose. And, well, there have been even more sensational headlines like this one from the Daily Mail saying that realtors have hit the panic button. Now, some parts of the market, the housing markets, have already crashed, folks. I mean, second quarter of 2025, what they call the vacant property zombie report, 1.4 million residential properties. That's up big time, 1.3% of all U.S. homes. So they're vacant, right? They're zombies. 13 consecutive quarters. Well, this number has been around that level. So, you know, obviously people drive to these neighborhoods. You see them, you know what we're talking about. And then, of course, this morning, we learned that mortgage applications were down yet again, 3rd week in a row. And this is
don't they say like a lot of companies are buying single family and 1-family home, whatever you want to call them?
Refis and purchases. Now, part of the problem is that there are now a lot more sellers. Look at this chart. This is fascinating. A lot more sellers than buyers. All right, 1.9 sellers, 1.45 potential buyers. Now, my next guest has the best insight that I've seen on the street when it comes to these numbers and really the nuance of these numbers. I want to bring in now Resi Club co-founder, editor-in-chief Lance Lambert. Lance, welcome to New York. Welcome back to New York.
Thank you for having me.
Let's talk about this overall problem. For me, this is the stat that stands out most, right? Let's bring that back before we go to Lance's chart, because the more sellers than buyers, obviously the tables have tilted. It's a so-called buyer's market, and yet it doesn't feel like it.
Yeah, so what's occurred is that during the pandemic housing boom, there was so much demand that came in at once. Those ultra low rates, all the money that was printed, all the remote work, there wasn't enough supply in terms of units out there to meet that demand. So the demand all didn't get to transact and prices overheated. They soared. And so once mortgage rates went up 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that reality of that deterioration became apparent. And so the market we're in now is slowly active inventory is rising, completed unsold new construction is rising, and the power dynamic is moving more and more from sellers to buyers.
Let's look at this. I want you to look at this chart with me in the audience. So the year-over-year metro level changes. It's interesting because the...
Hold up. Let me make sure my cam is good. Hold up. Fixing my cam. Don't worry.
Red areas are all areas that were super duper hot for a while, right? We're seeing Florida, Texas, Phoenix. These were the areas that were sizzling just not long ago, and now they're starting to come down. Is that typical?
Yeah, it is typical with housing. Often the growth markets are the ones that get the corrections, or the deeper corrections. And so what occurred during the pandemic is those markets saw prices go up more. They had a lot of people move in. And they have just more new construction. And so as that migration is less of it's coming in, so they have to rely more on local incomes, that's created a demand shock, a greater one there. And the builders...
They got to start allowing people with maybe lesser credit scores to get some things, because they got to realize COVID and other things happen, and they may have done some things and have less than perfect credit score, but they are trying to fix it now. I think they got to open up more trust.
For multifamily and single family, they have to move that product. They're going to sell it. So if they have to discount it do big buy downs, do whatever they need to move that product, they'll do it. And so it creates a cooling effect on the resale market as existing home sellers have to compete with the builders.
So here's the thing, though. I read somewhere where there's yesterday, I think, $700 billion in homes worth, for sale. Although I kind of say, come on, give me a break. But maybe it's what they, it's what they would like to get for them. $700 billion. That's up over 20% from a year ago. At this pace, though, what happens? I mean, are we looking at a housing collapse?
So what we're seeing is more sellers markets becoming balanced markets, more balanced markets becoming buyers markets, and some of the places like Florida that was in a bit of a gully is now in a bit of a correction. And so we are seeing the market.
But you sound confident that it won't get worse. Like, it sounds like.
Well, there's downside risk in this market.
Okay.
Prices can fall. And this is one of those windows where there's a greater vulnerability to prices falling and fall.
Who is this? Active housing inventory for sale compared to pre-pandemic levels. Country shift between April 2019 and April 2022. So this is pre-pandemic. This is so what does it say? Oh, this is less, and now it's more. Got it.
And this is one of those windows where there's a greater vulnerability to prices falling. It just takes demand coming down enough to where that can manifest.
So, big business, there's a big hue and cry. I think I was among them about Wall Street buying up all the houses during the housing boom. A lot of times people were in bidding wars with Wall Street corporations or these large entities like Innovation Homes or Progressive Residential, and felt unfair, right? Someone bid $250,000 on their dream home, and someone on Wall Street bid $300,000. Now some are saying maybe they can come to the rescue and sop up some of this excess that we have. What's the role of these large institutions and these large big businesses that buy homes?
So we saw an influx of institutional capital into single-family acquisitions during the pandemic housing boom. A lot of easy money rolling around, prices are soaring, rents are soaring. They chased it. And so they became 2% of the market at that time. That's pulled way back to where it's now a third of 1%. They're not buying much, and they haven't been buying much since the second half of 2000.
Dr. Horton, they got a class action lawsuit. A lot of their houses, they say, don't last. I don't know. I don't know if that's true or not.
In 22, they don't like the returns they can find in the market. Some of them are a little worried about some of the downside risks.
A lot of people are saying, they bought all the mobile homes, they jacked up rents. They bought all the cheap, low-hanging fruit homes, starter homes that a young family may otherwise have bought. They bought it and they jacked up the rents. And that prohibits a lot of young people from ever achieving the American dream.
I think they're downstream of what the overall reason was. There was so much money that came into the economy. Right. Ultra low rates, capital markets are humming, and it had to go find returns. And so I think maybe at a margin, maybe they played a role, right. But they're a part of a bigger movement of what happened during the pandemic.
So real quick, I got less than 30 seconds. The Federal Reserve being criticized, rates are far too high. Should the Federal Reserve take into consideration?
Rent is too damn high. I always remember that dude in New York running for mayor. The rent is too damn high.
And what's happening in housing when they make their next rate decision?
Well, I think the thing with the long-term rates, like mortgage rates, it's hard to say if the Fed cut some, how much that would impact the long-term rates. But if you look out at the economy right now for housing, when you account for U.S. incomes, U.S. home prices, and mortgage rates, we're at a 40-year low for affordability. And so the existing home sales market's not getting much turnover, and buyers are gaining more power the longer we've stayed in this constrained market.
All right, save your money. Your dream home may come around again. Your work is fantastic, Lance. Thanks a lot. Great seeing you.
Your dream home may come
welcome
around.
In.
This next. Let's watch this one.
I knocked shit out on.
4 extra response to rumors he put a carrot in his op's booty. He put a carrot in their booty.
That's just like y'all hearing right now, and I want to get into that too. You talking about with the carrot up a nigga ass. With the carrot up a nigga ass that I knocked out.
Word on the streets is that you knock somebody out
and put a carrot up his ass.
And I just want to make you feel comfortable, so I did want to.
Damn, that's a whole glass table. Yeah, I mean, plate.
Does this look familiar, Olaf?
Hey!
Was it one of these?
Hey! This one is my boy.
Was it one of these?
This is my boy.
Was it like this?
Hey, look. All right, look.
Yeah, I can't be friends with people like 4 Extra that do that whole. I can't. You can't do that. I got PTSD. You can't be doing that type of shit.
Let's get a time.
And just in case that's too intimidating.
Hey, look, guys.
Damn.
Hey, cuz.
Yo, I smoked before I started this, so now I'm like hyper fucking vigilant.
Hey, that's so look. Hey, look, cuz.
Frosty.
It's like 4 Extra tried to act tough, like scare him, but Adam like ain't gonna go for that because he paying him. He know like 4 Extra ain't gonna slap the hand that feed him. So now he gotta like oh look what you doing. I ain't scared. Like ha ha ha. Now 4 Extra got to change that energy, like what to like you my dog, like yeah, let me mark you out.
He's a snowman. 4 Extras, the snowman was a very happy soul. Okay, sorry.
Hey, look.
I'm just gonna leave this.
That shit nasty. It's like WWE now.
Just in case you want to take care of me, I'll be here.
Hey, look, the nigga, right? So, matter like, boom, he come in, he sized up like me. He got size. We go in the day room, pop out. We'll go in there. I'm thinking it's gonna be a squabble. You know what I'm saying? Because he's sized, and he was a little taller than me, so I'm thinking it's gonna be a squabble.
Regular squabble. Because you said last time you got locked up, no squabbles. This time, some squabbles.
So I'm thinking, so I was whooping shit, but I'm thinking it's gonna be like, like it's gonna be like a regular what's the name?
Blanco 15 in this
Blanco.
bitch.
So I go up in that motherfucker. I'm like, you ready? He like, yeah, boom, bam. He go out. There's a lot of people in the day room.
You knocked him out in the day room in front of everybody.
So it's a lot of people in the day room because they have a day room.
Okay.
So boom, he go out. Boom, he on the table. He on the ground shaking. Why? By the trash can. He out. Now look, it was a lot of people in the fucking day room. Now, when he out and he having a seizure, they like, oh, help him, because he
you helped him with this.
He having a seizure. He might what's the name? Now look, his trash bomb and his carrots. You know how trash got carrots. You know they eat carrots for lunch in jail and all that.
So it was a crime of opportunity.
Bro,
you saw the carrot and you just
bro.
No, okay.
Look, he got knocked out, bro. I don't lie on no man. He got knocked out by the trash, bro. He went out in the day room by the trash. There's a lot of people in here. So when he went out and started having a seizure and went up in here, boom. You know I'm going over there by the what's the name? To act like I'm on the phone in the day room. He having a seizure by the thing. A lot of people put extras on shit.
4 Extra could have killed a man.
Ain't nobody put no carrot up nobody's ass. And he got knocked out. That's it. He got knocked out like the rest of the people. That's it. He just got knocked out in front of a gang of people, and they probably got on the phone exaggerating like, 4 Extras knocked him out and put the carrot up his ass. Nigga, I'm gonna knock you out and put the carrot up your ass in the day room in front of 10 people.
Are you sure one of your friends didn't do the carroting?
Look, I don't put the camera. Look, bro. I didn't put the carrot up his ass.
Did anyone?
I didn't put the carrot up his ass.
Did anyone? 4 Extras.
Yo, Adam got whole gangsters around him that one clout, and they just like, this is literally the definition of if you don't feed your dogs, they will turn on you.
I heard some people are calling you 4 Carrot.
Hey. You know what I'm saying? Went out by the trash. It was carrots and everything.
You knocked him out there. I thought a carrot bubble. There was word on the streets. And the only reason I'm saying this is because I saw like relative.
So what we did to
dead homies.
That's some West Side rolling.
You don't know anything about that?
No.
Okay.
I know a lot of niggas that got whooped.
You smoke somebody. I don't expect you to tell me. Of course you're not going to tell me. I'm a fucking civilian. Why would you tell me? There's no reason to tell me. And I kind of almost feel like you might have the same mentality when it comes to the carroting, the peanut buttering, and the pickling. Look, I'm just trying to
check this out.
I don't even know what you can say right now because you're supposed to lie.
I'm telling you, no, ain't no supposed to lie. I'm not gonna lie about it. I didn't peanut butter nobody, and I didn't put no motherfucking carrot up his ass.
Would you take a lie detector test?
What the fuck you on? What the fuck is you, the motherfucking police? Think I told you about?
This is a weird conversation.
You can't.
I mean, it's just I think it would be fun for the fans. They want to know.
I knocked him out. That's it.
And
All right, so 4 extra says he ain't carrying nobody. That's the end of that. What's this? Nintendo Switch. Oh, Nintendo Switch 2 unboxing.
All right, it's finally here. Nintendo sent this box over, and inside this box,
Yo, come on, like, share, subscribe, all that. I gotta get big enough to where Nintendo send me a fucking personal box.
is our Nintendo Switch 2. It's our $449 Nintendo Switch 2. Actually, there's a bunch of stuff in this box. There is the Nintendo Switch 2 plus the Mario Kart World bundle. That's $499. There's also a Switch 2 camera in here, which is $55. There's also a Switch 2 Pro controller, which is $85.
Ooh, I got a camera.
And there's a physical copy of Mario Kart World, which would be $80 if you got one, which we'll need to play today because the digital copy doesn't work until tomorrow. So, kind of a pricey box, but let's just jump in. With none other than our Ridge MKB HD knife, of course.
Even
and also,
his
by
knife.
the way, you've noticed I have over here a Switch 1 and a Switch 1 OLED, because I've gotten to compare like back and forth between seeing one and seeing the other, but I want to look at them next to each other. So let's jump in. Here's the Switch 2 Pro controller. Switch 2. Mario Kart World, there it is. Switch 2 camera, and of course a little bit of extra information. They always give us a little PDF so we know what's going on, but that's it. So of course first we should get into the console itself. That's all anyone's really here for anyway.
Oh, I remember the camera from a review I did before. I remember you could like put your head on, like if you're playing like Mario Party, you could put your head by your dice and stuff. I remember that.
So there you go. That's the box you're gonna see in stores and Best Buy and everything. There they are, right on top, the big new Joy-Cons.
Oh. Look at that bundle. It's like, it's so precious because it's like how many new consoles are you going to get to open in your life? They come out with one every couple of years, maybe every like 5 years sometimes. So how many we're going to get? How many more? How many PlayStations you going to make it to? You know what I mean?
And then, of course, the console itself right here. It looks a little bigger every time I see it. Nice big 7.9-inch screen, thin bezels, pretty sleek.
Oh.
There you go.
Oh, got the little
USB-C port on top.
holder.
Got those pins on the side. We'll talk more about those in a second. But yeah, that's the console right there. But what else comes in this box here? HDMI cable. Nice.
So it's pins, so it go in instead of you happen to slide it on.
And then, of course, your 2 attachments for the Joy-Cons and the wrist straps, and that's it for here. This is a wall plug, single USB-C port on that. USB Type-C cable, so that's your charger right here. Here's your little hub to attach both Joy-Cons. Last but not least, the dock with the fans in it that does 4K out to the TV with this new shape. I think first thing I want to do is just attach the Joy-Cons. That's the thing that I missed.
They're like a better shape because the other one is kind of like, don't even cover the whole thing. You've been tipping over and shit.
When I first got to see those magnetic Joy-Cons, it's just so satisfying. This little mechanism here that pops a Joy-Con off of the Switch. It attaches super, super well, but if you just press it a little, it detaches just like that. And then you just pull. So that's nice. I kind of wonder how durable these pins are, if they're gonna break. I've been told they have a little bit of give on purpose so that if you do knock up against it or drop it or something, it won't instantly break. Now these here are the little bumpers.
It won't instantly break for something. I don't want to hear I don't want nothing but breaking in the.
Because you might actually end up using these a little bit more often, at least if the games support the new feature where the Joy-Cons can be used as a mouse. These little things, they're also made of plastic, a little bit of give to them, but they're still pretty sturdy. And they attach to the Joy-Cons themselves. So, if I throw this bumper on here, just like that. Hooks on the bottom. And there you go. So there's your Joy-Cons as mice, and also with the bumpers on if you wanted to hand hold your controller. Everybody's used to this experience.
I wonder, does that feel secure? I never felt secure, like even with the old one, like the first Switch. I never feel secure with that thing. Like I feel like it's still gonna come out, but that I don't know. That's still a little iffy, but I guess it's only a tight with that magnet.
But I have some other unboxings to get to, so I'm gonna do these too. Let's do the camera.
We live, baby, we live.
First. So some of you may remember Nintendo's Connect event where they showed this new camera. Basically, while you're doing gameplay, you hit this new C button, and it opens this share menu, and it's supposed to be this much.
I think this is one of the dopest things about this. Right here, like you playing Mario, and you can see the person head next to
More
you.
social.
And if you got family, I would want the whole family to get one of these. We just make a streaming channel where we family game night.
Console where you can share your gameplay with other people at the same time, or even share a video feed of your face, which is overlaid over your gameplay, to someone else who is playing at the same time. Could be cool. I don't even know if you might be able to live stream that feed. I'm not exactly sure if you want to do that, but this is that
exactly what I was talking about.
Tiny little camera, and yep, it's just as tiny and cute as I remember. And then another USB Type-C cable for that. There's this little bezel around the front that lets you manually, physically open and close it. You got that? That's nice. So we got our Pro Controller here, which is gonna be sick for some games. I don't know if I'm gonna use this for Mario Kart World, but here is your $85 Pro Controller.
$85. I'm sure Amazon gonna have some of those. TikTok gonna have some of those for a pretty nice price.
USB Type-C cable to USB Type-A on the other end. Oh, it's kind of heavy. It's got some weight to it that I didn't actually expect. Everything else is obviously mostly plastic, and so is this controller, but it does have this.
It resembles a PS5 controller.
It's like central weight where I'm sure battery and haptics all are. So, okay, switch 2. I'm gonna put these Joy-Cons back on and fire it up for the first time. That's so much faster than before. Also, the dock here is nice because you can just, ideally, pop it in.
Oh, so it still don't cover it that much, but it ain't like pointy.
There's a little bit of wiggle, a little bit of give. It's not too bad. This is the Switch 1 dock, which didn't really have any give at all.
Well, maybe the first one, it looked like it might have covered more. Maybe I'm wrong.
So I'm a little surprised to see so much wiggle. I think it's about time to start playing some games. Power button. Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Speakers are bigger. It's crisp. English, yes. The Americas, yes. Accept the agreement, yes. Okay, about to download update data. I heard about this day 1 update. You can continue setting it up while the update downloads, sure. What time zone am I in? Okay. New LA York. Last thing I want to do is just get a look at this physical game because the cartridge slot is still at the top. Where's my ridge knife? So if I were to, in the future, maybe not get the bundle at launch, but get the physical Mario Kart World game, this is what one of those nice cartridges is gonna look like. All right.
Oh, shit.
Plastic. This is a massive package.
I'm sitting here like looking for it in the middle of the thing or whatever, and it's down there. Damn, they could have like do a more economic package or something.
For this tiny.
Like for that much plastic, they probably could make it look like Mario and have it like you open it and it's like are different kind of characters.
Little cartridge right here, but this is the game. Those are your pins. There we go. MKBHD.
What are like QRC code, whatever you got on the back, so you can do it and you still get all the information and instructions and everything.
Logged in. Very nice. More users can be added if the system will be used by other people. Good to know. To parents and guardians, set up your controls. Psych. Don't have any cards to add, but I would if I did. And then to set up the complete, hit home. Great. First look at the home screen on the Switch 2.
Nice screen.
So I could obviously jump in and download an app or game right now, but I think the move is straight to Mario Kart World. Nice. Software update's available. It'll download now. But I'd like to start the software, please. It's me. Sorry, I should say, it's a me.
It's a me.
This new bigger screen. 7.9-inch display looks way better. 120 hertz looks so much better. Turn the speakers down. Okay, sorry, I'm getting carried away. What I should be doing is comparing it to the other Switches. So I'm gonna do that real quick, just because we actually have them all side by side.
Oh man, I wanted to see that.
So this is the Switch 1. This is my Switch 1. It's also a colorware Switch 1, so that's why it looks a little different. It's got the paint all over the Joy-Cons and the back, and it looks super sweet. But this is the old kickstand, and this is the old Switch 1 size. This is the new Switch kickstand, and the new Switch size.
Much better kickstand. The other one was prone to getting knocked over.
The thickness is roughly the same, but obviously much bigger screen, much better looking screen, higher refresh rate, more storage, the whole deal. Obvious upgrade. But this is David's Switch OLED, which they did upgrade some other things on. Obviously it's an OLED display, but it also has this full width kickstand. See, this is the difference that we're talking about. This is the Switch OLED on the bottom, Switch 2 on the top. And this has happened so many times in like even the smartphone world and the tablet world, where we say, oh, you know, we're nerds, we're really pixel peeping, we really want to see a higher fidelity, better looking display. But at the end of the day, most people just want a bigger screen, and that's what the Switch 2 is delivering. We also fully expect, if we're being reasonable, there's probably going to be a Switch 2 OLED at some point in the next like 2 years or something. So I wouldn't be shocked when that shows up, and that's even more expensive, but that's a bigger OLED display that's also 120 hertz and looks amazing. And they might even do some other things that upgrade the console. Like they weren't afraid of a new kickstand design and some other things for Switch OLED, but yeah. Oh God, I didn't actually think this through.
Yo, if you grew up with Mario as a kid, playing it with your family, man, you're gonna continue to this all they need to just keep putting out, and I'm sure it's gonna carry Nintendo for the rest of their life.
That is fun. Yeah, these Joy-Cons are so much better than the old ones. Here, I'll just show you, since we have them. We can actually do a direct comparison. You have to pull the little pin in, slot it up like that.
Yeah.
And first of all, it's larger, which does make a difference. It's a little more ergonomic, but then also every single button is bigger, the joystick is bigger. I saw that there was a pre-installed screen protector on the Switch, and it's true. I can see it. I'm gonna get a macro shot of it so you can see what I'm seeing. But they say don't remove it. And now that I've seen the instructions, okay, I won't. But if you want to install one on top of it, that's cool too. Like
have a double screen protector.
Brand has a Prism screen protector you can install on top of this one, and that will hold it and protect whatever's underneath. Now, one of the big Switch 2 talking points, which I mentioned in that last video, was that game that essentially acts as a tutorial to learn about your Switch doesn't come with it. It's not free, and it's not here. But there are some...
Why would that not be free? That's crazy.
Built-in tutorial things like how to use mouse controls. If I pop one of these off, select next and follow the on-screen guides, put the bumper on. Probably not something a lot of them are expecting. TV resolution is it's gonna feel different because of the Joy-Cons just as much as the screen. So here's all three Switches all lined up next to each other. Switch 1, OG, Switch OLED, new kickstand, OLED screen, Switch 2.
It definitely looked classier. I don't know if it's just the color, but it looks better. It looks like a real gaming system, like something the PS5 would put out or something.
Obviously, the biggest difference
or Sony would put out
is just that it's bigger. I mean, just as my first impression, the bigger Joy-Cons make such a big difference. So most people are going to enjoy a bigger kill switch case. Also, it looks like Dbrand left a note which says, we know there's a lot of features, but they're all pretty important. So take the games with you. But then even once you got the cover off, it's still protected and you have full access to the case. Pops in like that. So all you got to do is place your kill switch on the front tray and they're connected and now they're docked, full 4K 60 pass through, and the dock fan still cools the dock normally. And I haven't even touched on the durability, the build quality, which experiences I should use game share with using the...
I think that's dope. I think it's dope. I definitely buy it. Let me get a little extra little dunkets. Oh, we've seen this one.
He tried to go do it so bad. Hey, bro, you can't stream, nigga. We got your rights.
Wait,
he keep trying to.
You got streaming rights though?
Yeah, he keep trying to. Yo, you can't stream. If it ain't improper,
that's why I ain't seen you
done.
Shout out Elevation.
I ain't seen
So
no
they got to do it in the contract, in the truck.
You sign away your likeness and your imagery because in your head, I'm fulfilling the contract. Joe's giving me a good look on improper improv. And in your head, you sign that shit over for improper improv. I hope you read this fucking contract because you keep saying 10 episodes, but there's no due date or no end date. Why would you feel comfortable signing any right of yours away at all? That ain't got nothing to do with improper improv. Not nothing. But they took a professional headshot of your dome and you don't know what the hoodie look like. It's not the hoodie that they're concerned with. They got their prized possession.
Smiling, you laughing.
I am, thank you.
Different from when we suspended you that time. Like, and you was doing your own shit, but it was a different look. It's like
Gotta get it. I gotta get it.
Your wife like, are you home? I got to get it. That boy had a stress. He was working. They never not working.
Nah, you gotta work.
Now you look happy. And you all chilling.
You gotta be happy, man. You gotta work when content is, it's a thing, man.
What's good, Elevators? It's your boy Elevation here with another episode of the JBP
Elevation.
Elevated, where we speak on the Joe Budden podcast and all of his co-hosts on and off the pod.
That was one of my most visceral responses. Oh, Lord, Flip. Because it's clear as day you want to stream. It's clear as day that you trying to get out there with them young guns. Show what you're made of. You trying to do it on Patreon. You trying to do it on your memberships on YouTube. I guess it's not taking off the way you anticipate.
Shout out to the streamers out there, man.
But streaming is definitely the wave. So I'm not mad at you for asking, Joe, if you could. But knowing that you can't. And of course he said it in jest. But y'all know how I feel about Joe making jokes. Oh, that's nasty. But honestly, I didn't make this video for that. I really didn't. Why was everybody so high today on the Patreon? Why do they not care about the content that they put out on Patreon anymore? People getting up, taking breaks, going to eat, eating on camera. Not necessarily on camera, but they're behind the camera in the kitchen eating, talking.
Because they feel like they fucking made it.
To us still. Today they played a beat for like 20 minutes, I swear to God. Not all at once consecutively, but throughout a 40-minute period of the pod, they played the beat 20 minutes. And shout out to Flip for getting on the freestyle. That's something that you need to do more often on the show and on behind the scenes. Because I know you see the play, but guys, what is this? Do y'all need to take a break from Patreon? I know we would all be pissed. But when I first joined Patreon, it was content that I knew I wasn't going to get anywhere else. And this was before I found out.
They might be running out of content. When you living that life like that and they running out of shit they want to talk about. They all in relationships and stuff. They don't want to start no beef and they say I was at the strip club or I was doing this. Neither one of them. And I think Mark Hill is married, right?
About places like Reddit to where I could get it for free and shit like that. But when I first subscribed to Patreon, I was like, wow, this really is worth the $25 I'm spending monthly. And this was like 2.5 years ago when I joined. ever since then, it's just gone downhill. And I'm not saying like they don't put forth the effort at all, but dog, come on, people pay money for this content. I'd understand if we were watching free episodes and getting all these complaints off, but like we're paying our hard-earned dollars for this.
I remember I was paying for the Joe Button Patreon, and I switched, like I lost my card, and I switched it, and I got a new card, and I didn't realize that, so my membership didn't go through, and I was in a Discord, and I remember I asked a question about something. I asked for like something was, and one of the mods was like, how about you pay your membership? And like kicked me out of the damn thing. I was like, damn, that's rude as hell. I ain't going back there. And I never got a membership again.
This content showing up high. Imani slouched on the couch like he don't realize millions of people watch this, even on Patreon. I don't care that it's behind the paywall.
Smash up those likes, smash up those likes.
If y'all need to take a break, tell us. Let us know. Because Joe was saying a whole bunch of stuff, saying that it was crazy behind the scenes. I was alluding to this months ago, if not years ago. We saw it. You can't hide it. You can't act the way I was acting. And it seemingly has gotten better now because you're starting to put your foot down. You don't care how they feel anymore. You used to walk on eggshells around them because you don't want the backlash of what would happen if you were just getting rid of people left and right because of what happened with Rory and Maul. But this, oh man. And I'm not saying the episode was terrible. I'm not. Because there was a couple of topics that they broached upon that I was like, all right.
Broach. Him and Danny keep using that word. I know. Broach. They learned that broached upon. A couple topics. Couple topics they don't want to broach upon.
Mark had another blow up shit. Whenever Ish has anything that Mark feels he can argue about, he's going to get loud. He's going to get braggadocious. And it's funny because outside of that, Mark going to be asleep on the Patreon. He's tired. And I can't even clown on him like I want to as far as that's concerned because he's putting in work everywhere else on the JVP. The fact that he's even showing up to the Patreon, that was a Joe ass. He's doing a favor for Joe. Hey, can you please come to the Patreon? You done made Flip do a whole 180. I keep seeing comments on Ish. Oh, he's lost all the weight. He's on the Ozempic.
I think Queen's Flip want to drop that image of like see how he was. I seen on social media like the dude came up to him like, hey, Flip, I want you to grab me and stuff and let's do something fun. He's like, nah, I'm not in that no more. I'm trying to stop because he's older. He's trying to really get fucking money like Casanat and them, not be the person that like people want to come up and throw shit on because he's known for the antics.
I don't know if he is or isn't. But don't tell me that's stress related. He done changed his whole potting style up. I just said it on one of the comments on my previous videos. Ish, if he learns how to just play along with the jokes, if he learns how to let loose, put his guard down, Ish will go back to being the fan favorite. And I wonder how that would sit with Mark. But let me not start that off. I ain't even trying to create that narrative. I just thought it was funny. I don't think it's funny still the direction that the Patreon pods are going. I think BTS is starting to step up. The pods have gotten better because of Mark's presence. And it seems like everybody else has picked their game up as a result. But now they're treating these Patreon episodes like they're just throwaway episodes. We don't pay for the B-sides of the tape. This is A1 or 1A and 1B. The podcast is 1A. Patreon should be 1B. Friday episode. Friday is the day that I look forward to the most because Patreon, just the JBP. And now he doesn't even listen to the episodes. He stopped subscribing to Patreon. And it's because the feel is gone. It's because it seems like they don't care anymore now that they know that they have a consistent following. We're just going to pay month in, month out. And I know I'll be on the fan.
Most people forget, even if they stop listening to the podcast, they like got on the auto pay and they'll forget that they're taking that money out. So it become a little bit too much.
It's all right. One day I'm saying subscribe to Patreon. Unfortunately, the only way we're going to tell Joe that we want differently is by not paying. But Joe keeps speaking on it, and he's been speaking on it for the past 8 months. And I can't even give Joe a pass because I'm looking at the Patrons, and he's over here giggling, laughing. He's clear as day trying to see who's going to take over in his presence. He's not segueing topics anymore. He's trying to segue, but no one wants to see anything on the whiteboard. They're getting stagnant in their own potting, let alone how we feel about the Patreon. But I know they're gonna do something about this. They have to, right? And it's summertime. Normally there's no news in the summer. After the NBA finals, there's not gonna be any sports to talk about. This is like the dead season for whatever reason when it comes, and was talking about the things they would do for their wife.
Shout out Joe Budden. I seen this earlier, I seen like this for a second. And I left it up here to finish watching. We are sleeping in the airports now. We never thought it would come to this.
So my mother and I have been sleeping in airports because we've had nowhere else to go. So I guess it's time to catch you all up. After me and my mother lost the car, we thought for a moment that we'd found some place to be until we could transition into our own place. We hopped on a Greyhound bus. Rode 5 hours away to another state. Just to be told that we couldn't stay for long.
Damn.
So now we're finding ourselves packing our luggage and leaving our things behind once again.
Sometimes I think that if I was homeless, I would rather be homeless on the East Coast because things too like hot and spread out on the West Coast. But then I think like the people on the West Coast is a lot friendlier sometimes. Like you can go to California and you probably got a lot of hippies and, you know, Democrat liberals. Maybe they'll help you. But then you got a lot of gangbangers and stuff too, so you got to pick the right neighborhood. But on the East Coast, I feel like, I guess it get cold too. You get that winter. Woo! I don't know.
You know what they say. Once you find yourself in a position like this, it's like climbing up a mountain to get out. Let's get into it.
Here you go, mama.
That in and out look good.
Watch your step, lady.
Oof. Sitting here. Guess you just move with the seasons too, huh? So in the winter on the East Coast, you come to the West Coast for the nights, and then when it get too hot on the West Coast, you come to the East Coast. Damn, it's been so long since I rode a regular bus. Damn, I miss it. And these are the buses that like extend too. I like sitting there as a kid right there in the gap where it's going to extend and go ooh, ooh, and come back.
Literally made it at the last minute. Yeah.
hey. Then me and my
She's probably making some real memories with her mother, though.
mom, we're always gonna turn a hard situation into a good time. So we're gonna dance, we're gonna laugh, and we are going to find a way to put a smile on our face because that's just what we do. And even though on this bus we're headed to sleep in the airport because there's nowhere else for us to go, we're still gonna dance because we know God is good. And all the time, God is good. The airport was our only option, and it's been our best option. After we lost the car, we have done everything we can to stay off the streets. And we've even wondered if we should stop telling our story and post it on YouTube.
Nope.
The enemy has tried to bombard our minds with a lot of feelings of guilt and shame.
Keep going. Keep fucking going. That's what I tell myself every day. Keep going on this YouTube journey.
Wanting to present ourselves in a certain way. And all of these thoughts have been playing a part in our mental health. You know, a lot of times we wonder, how long
Stretching.
are we going to be dealing with this? You know, maybe we should just stop posting until things get better. But I know God
Document
told
your
us to
story.
tell our story.
Tell it.
The hard parts that most people don't want to share.
Shout out Samsung. I think she got that S23 or 24. I think I got the S25 Ultra. I mean, shout out. Leave that iPhone alone.
Once we arrived at the airport, we just did our best to blend in hopes that no one will notice that we're not travelers coming in their airport to fly 30,000 feet in the air, but a mom and a daughter wishing that a home wasn't so far away. Just two people needing somewhere safe to lay their heads.
I like her storytelling. What's her name?
Now look at us. We ain't never been in this situation before, so we don't know what to do with ourselves.
Life.
And of course, the first thing I said to my mom when we arrived at the airport was, I am so excited for our trip to Thailand, right, Mom? And she looked at me kind of crazy. But then she hopped right into it and said, yep, I am too. Because if there's one thing me and my mom are going to do, is we're going to make our situation better by using our imagination. Because me and my mother know that this is not our destiny. That we know that God has so much more in store for us. And we have to do everything in our power to uplift our spirits. Because we cannot let this situation take our souls.
Not at all. No.
Destroy any ounce of hope that we have left. We are not going to allow the enemy to take our hope from us.
Not at all. How many subscribers she got? 10,000. She about to go up. This guy, whoa, 200. Yeah, they about to go up. They about to get a whole fucking hotel. They got the hotel. Take a cruise. 1 a.m.
The longer we stayed, the more people left. The airport became a ghost town. All of the flights had gone, and we were just waiting for a moment to feel safe enough to sleep, if only for a moment. And time felt like it was moving so slow. And as exhausted as we were, rest still never came. Sitting in those airport seats, we were
I'm captivated. I don't want to jump forward.
Devastated. We really didn't have anywhere else to go. And it was definitely giving Pursuit of Happiness, Will Smith and Jaden in the bathroom. how did we get here? I mean, it really started to sink in.
That'd be nice for the next video. How did we get here? If they don't address it in this one.
Underneath that mask, I started to wonder if somebody I knew saw me sleeping in an airport, what would I say? Will I pretend? Should I just keep it 100? And that's when I remembered how much I truly wish I was somewhere else. This fear of being seen like this in this moment, I actually don't know what I'd do.
So if somebody came up to her and said, "Hey girl, what you doing?" And she'll be like, "I don't even know what you say." "Oh, I'm actually waiting for my flight, or my flight got canceled, girl." She don't even know what you do. What up? Smash up those likes.
It's different when people you've known see you in a way you never thought you'd see yourself. So I pulled up my mask, I pushed up my blanket over my head, and I hoped no one would recognize me.
And how long can they stay at the airport? 1 or 2 days? After 2, maybe 3 days, somebody say something, they leave and then come back.
The thought that someone would tell us we'd have to leave lived quietly in the back of our minds. We changed sections 4 different times in hopes that no one would notice us lingering too long and call security. No one ever did.
Those workers probably don't care. They seen it all.
How could we sleep? We couldn't sleep in them hard steel faux leather airport chairs. Y'all, we was moving so much in them chairs, the floor might have seemed like a better option. And my mom couldn't even find a good position to go to sleep in.
Why is she sitting in that one? The one next to her look like it's a bigger chair.
My neck was so stiff from leaning to the side all night, I considered jacking a pillow from one of the mini stores. But of course, everything was closed. So I couldn't do that.
Man, I would have put my head back and then I used this damn suitcase, put it right in front of me as like a leg. So I would have put my leg up on and went back like this. And had the best sleep of my life.
We thought about what we should do, what we could do, what we should have done. We felt hopeless and angry, but most importantly, confused. We don't deserve this. We're good people. We help people in need when we can, sometimes when we can't. And it seems like every time we think things are getting better, they take an unexpected turn to something else.
That's most of America right now. We try to save up. As soon as you start saving, something happened, the car, or this bill, or that bill, or this kid's bill, and it's crazy. As soon as you think you're ahead, you're like, oh, God damn it. And then you try to pay that off. You're like, okay, I'm done now. Once I'm out of this debt or whatever, and you pay it off, and then something else come up.
And I don't want to say a turn for the worse because I don't want to speak that over our lives. We've prayed and we've been praying. But this moment right here is when you look at your life and say, how did we get here?
Yeah, I wonder if she ever said how they got here. Like, she got her whole little stuff. Let's see what the comments say. It burns me up that these politicians live lavish lives while Americans are suffering like this. Good afternoon. A while ago, I tried to email you all. I'm a single mother of one daughter that is 36 and married, just moved out in December. I have a 4-bedroom home. So you and your daughter could have a room and a piece in your own bathroom and your own den. This would be at no cost until you could get on your feet. Wow. then the rent would be only $500 per month. Wow. I could do this for 6 months to a year to give you all a chance. That's life changing. Do that for a year. They'd be stable, get a job, and save up that for 6 months to a year. Save up that money. No strings attached. That'd be crazy. You hear that? My cat in the damn back. I see that you do believe in people can help you. God, what they say? Where is it? Oh, bless and beautiful. I will check the email. Thank you. Right now, we are considering some recent options. We will definitely be providing you with an update as soon as possible. Blessings to you always. She made that money that's coming in now. That YouTube revenue. I was homeless, sleeping at the airport in 2019 in Paris after being evicted from my student room. I had no food to eat, no place to sleep, no money. A man told me that he lives alone and he allows to stay at his place. I refused. I was single. I had to protect myself from sin. I slept at the airport for 2 months. God protected me until one day a social worker found a collection for me. I had no money to pay the rent, but it wasn't a problem. Trust God. You are where I was today. I have my own apartment. Damn. See what else is out there. Let's
rents. I'm paying rent in Colorado.
That's what I do right in the rabbit hole, man. We just go down.
Add a whole new set of things like dream, but the universe is kind of trying to align the stars and make it happen for me. Oh, the roads in Hollywood are bad. Always. Yo, Dad's gone live in the house. Miss you, brother. Let's hang soon for sure. What up, Jacob? That's the homie right there.
They upgraded to the police like that.
Dad's gone live on YouTube, Twitch, Facebook.
Oh, maybe it's not the police. Maybe it's like
check it out. Go throw him a sub.
Auditors.
Dad's gone live. He does what we're doing. This little crime. Gloves.
Hey, I don't think they're the police.
Burbank East of Queen at the 7-Eleven.
Shout out to Ruger and Jacob.
Alright, we're gonna come back to them on and on. Hold on. I seen this one. Oh, Brandon.
Yo. Want to fight.
Why you made those headphones look so little?
I said it. I said this.
Talking about they gonna run them. Yeah, they gonna run you, bro. Now I can just let the cat out the bag, bro. This nigga Sus told me. I ain't gonna say it. Just know that he didn't plan on doing the time. He was looking.
So he basically told Cliff World something that alluded to the fact that he thought he wasn't gonna end up doing any time. Rosenberg probably told suspect, "Hey man, you got this charge, that charge. I could get you a year or whatever, get it suspended, or you can get time served, or who knows what, right? Or you could get house arrest, something like that." But what suspect didn't realize was the court had become aware of a warrant, and he probably didn't even know he had a warrant.
Yeah.
He probably didn't even know he had a warrant, and now he's finding out. Damn, I'm gonna have to go up in the tank. I'm gonna have to be in jail with the other YNs, the real YNs that I pretend to be and that I imitate. So now he was scared, and he's gonna get to the point where Hefe is reading this, but it's so disgusting. And I love the commentary that Cliff did on it.
Suspect ain't never been scared
because even Cliff sees how much of a mark suspect is being at corner at no job
to his crime, stalking charges,
After court, they hit the county, and he immediately gets spooked out, talking about what should I do? They gonna run me. I've been to LP, Camp YA, but never the county.
Oh, so
he was super spooked.
So he's just gonna read. Basically just read what I just read to y'all. Basically, let's see what he got to say at the end now.
In there, I don't know. It was just given to me. This is somebody who brother in jail, and this is what he's saying he saw. And this is also the message he sent as well.
Yeah, man, he said almighty ass was that nigga was shaking like booty meat all the way up to the county jail and shit from the Torrance courthouse and shit. And that nigga was adamant than a motherfucker about not trying to get ran because he don't gangbang no more and he a LA rapper who be popping it. My brother said, nigga, you sure you want to do that, nigga? Your image? He said, nigga, I don't give a fuck about them politics, nigga. I don't gangbang.
Hey, well, he don't gangbang, so I don't. Can't he just say that when he get there? Why they gonna still make him run fades?
Yeah.
What's if you really want to embody like this quote unquote culture, because I don't call it, it's stupid culture, murder culture to me. Well, then you know what? The culture demands that if you hit the county, that is a place where all your enemies have the opportunity to confront you about anything that you've done that they don't feel is on the up and up, right?
Hey, Brandon spitting facts. He a hold to that, like, no snitching, I'm a street dude, and even though I ain't no gang, I don't do this, blah, blah, blah. So, you know, by his rules, same rules, him, Munchie B, Whack 100, Play by 4 Extra. If you go to PC, you looked at as a clown, like you're a punk.
Right? But you're not even going to give them that chance. And I believe DC Baby Draco is in the county too. So Almighty obviously is avoiding the main line because he says they're going to run me, which makes him, when you think about it, it makes him even more of a bitch because he knows that there are people who want fades with him. See, if you didn't know that, as I'm talking, the homie from Inglewood family just hit me up right now. he laughing at all this stuff. Y'all basically got punked by a mark. Y'all got punked by a dude who's scared of his own shadow. So of course everybody wants to just blow past it. Oh, leave it in the past. Let it go. Let it go. No. We're not letting this go. The only person who stood up to suspect was me.
He said the only one. No, Jalissa. Is that Jalissa? Jalissa? She stood up to suspect too. She just was a woman.
That he's dressed up in all blue. And they said that he made an attempt to be from 9-0. Now, can anyone confirm that? But I'm gonna let y'all look at this dude. He doesn't really look like Almighty Suspect to me, I'll be honest. But this could be during the days when he was real cracked out, or just his younger days.
Brandon popping it.
Here. Is that him right there?
That is Suspect, right?
I don't think that's him.
You know that's him.
That don't look like him, but they said it's him. Y'all know better than me.
You trying to be funny, Brandon? Oh yeah, that's Suspect.
Because this dude was over his shoulder, acting like he was
Brandon capping. Come on.
I mean, I was there with bro when he got taken into custody. We both went to jail. I'm sitting in the holding tank with him, and he's in there scared, asking what should he do. And if you know anything about going to jail, you might think like this. Normal people might think, oh, why would he just start talking to someone he doesn't even know about, what he should do? Bro, when people go to jail, they're terrified. So they are looking for a friend.
Mine is Suspect. He has the Tiger Woods / LeBron James receding hairline going on.
But when them lights go out at night,
I don't know who these dudes.
Daddy around to fight my battles for him. Whatever happened between me and Suspect, right?
That's enough. That's enough for him.
Broadway.
The crime people still looking for something. Let me see. Anything in the celebrity news? Oh. I clicked off the screen. My screen touch screen, and I touched the screen. Look, I'm so used to AI typing it for me. Celebrity news. I just put celebrity. What's this? What's this?
Northwest is feeling blue. The eldest daughter of Kim Kardashian and Kanye West debuted a striking new look while dining out with her famous mom in Malibu. In a June 6 photo posted on Kim's Instagram stories, the Childlike Things rapper showed a small glimpse of her new look. Sporting 2 different shades of blue, North added a few waves to her hair to make the color pop. This isn't the first time North, whose siblings are Saint West, Chicago West, and Psalm West, has flaunted her blue hair transformation as she debuted the look ahead of the 2025 Met Gala in May.
I think that look cute.
While she didn't attend the fashion exhibit with Kim, she shared her modern take on the superfine tailoring black style theme on her mom's Instagram. And when she isn't curating her own style, she's giving her mom a few fashion tips. Kim tells Vogue at the May 5th event, quote, "She's a big critiquer, but it's pretty good, you know, her critiquing." Kim adds, quote, "I think she's also in a really positive place, like vibe right now, where it's just like, hey, even if that's not my style, I'm not going to critique that. Just be you, and if you like that, then that's what you should be into." As was the case during the 2023 event, when North made her feelings known about her mom's Schiaparelli ensemble during a fitting.
So, what are your notes?
There's way too much gaps in the pearls.
I think we felt the same.
We felt the same.
It looks like she's a Hawaiian girl with her dress all ripped.
Right.
Okay, so if we fix the pearls by the leg, because those were all restrung for us.
The pearls look fake.
No, I think you're wrong here. These are very expensive real pearls.
Kim ain't like that. They look fake. No. You could say, no, you don't say that. You can say anything. Don't say that.
I think you need a lesson on pearls. We're not going for like flapper girl. We're going for like vintage, authentic, pearly girl. Okay, so that's cheap.
It's like the diamonds are on it.
This is my worst nightmare, like.
He said like the diamonds ruin it. I'm clicking on that. Oh, Rachel Ray fell? Oh, that's 7 months ago. Go to recent uploads. Damn, RIP to the young hairstylist.
The cause of death for celebrity hairstylist Jesus Guerrero, who worked with Kylie Jenner and Jennifer Lopez, among other stars, is revealed. 3 months after the celebrity hairstylist died while battling an illness, his immediate cause of death was ruled pneumonia and cryptococcosis, a fungal infection with acquired immunodeficiency syndrome, as the secondary cause, according to a County of Los Angeles Medical Examiner's Office report viewed by E! News. Following the celebrity hairstylist's sudden passing, Kylie and Jennifer were among those who attended his funeral in Houston March 30th, according to multiple reports. The Kardashian star also covered expenses for the service. In a social media post,
shout out to Kardashian. That's
just
nice.
After his death, Kylie paid tribute to Jesus, saying in part, "He was a light in my life, a source of laughter, comfort, love, and unwavering support. I don't know how I would have made it through the last almost decade without him by my side." She then directed her words toward him, saying, "Thank you, Jesus, for always being there for me, for lifting me up, for being my friend. Is born only of great love. And I love traveling in the United Air. Her late friend, I'm still in shock that such a beautiful young life has come to an end. It seems senseless and unfair. I know your family is brokenhearted, as am I and everyone else who know wherever you are.
Life is fucking short, man. 8 hours ago.
All right, here we go. The interview nobody saw coming. After 5 long years, Lord Jamar, welcome back to Vlad TV, my first original regular guest.
Has it been that long?
It's been 5 years. 2020. Yeah. It's been a minute.
Yeah, it's been a minute.
Well, let's talk about the elephant in the room. We got to start off with that.
So he back with Vlad. That's crazy. At the Godfrey.
Why me and you stopped talking?
The elephant in the room.
The elephant in the room. Why don't you explain it from your point of view?
My point of view. At the time, you and I was rocking. You know, we was doing these interviews. We were getting great responses from the people. They were getting a whole lot of views and all of that. Boom.
Right.
We ended up having a relationship, you know, outside of the videos and all of that type of shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
no Diddy.
You
you got to put that out there. Yeah, well, very clear these days.
And see, the fact that you say no Diddy, let me just say, like, whatever goes bad in your life, nothing can be worse than becoming a saying like no Diddy. Like that's what I'm saying. Whenever you have a bad day,
let's stay on topic.
Just say at least. That would be crazy.
Right.
But anyway, all right, so we was cool. You know what I mean? We were friends.
Yeah, absolutely.
And while I was from the beginning of doing your shit, I would run into certain people, and I'm not gonna name. It was all different kinds of people, but there would be a lot of people that would be like, "I don't fuck with Vlad." Da 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 da. And I'll be like, nah, you know what I mean? Vlad's cool, da da da, he's cool with me, you know what I mean? Like, and so I feel like I definitely used to stand up for you in a way, you know what I mean? Whether you knew this or not. So, when the Farrakhan incident came into play, and you took a stance that I definitely felt was the wrong decision. And I felt like in the past, you know, I had been somewhat of an advisor to you in certain situations, and you took my advice and it came out successful. Right?
Yeah, I would agree.
So
you're like the big homie.
Right. So the fact that you was like not listening to the big homie, you know what I mean? And was just like, fuck that. I'm, you know, digging in your heels type of shit. You know, at first I was just like, okay, you know what I mean? But then it's like, people's coming at me now. Basically, the sentiment is, see, we always told you about your man. Like, here he goes.
I can see
doing that shit that we've been accusing him of.
I can see that.
The whole time. And I'm like, damn, Vlad, don't do that. Don't prove these motherfuckers right. You know what I mean? Don't do that.
And Vlad said he had bad people around him.
And at the time, for whatever reason, you know, you were dug in. So it was like, at that point, a stand had to be made, you know. Minister Farrakhan, regardless how anyone might feel about him, can't deny, you know, the works that he's done in the black community and the reverence that the black community has for Minister Farrakhan. So that made us say, well, you know what I mean? We need to do something, like, you know what I mean? Let them know that this is serious, bro. Like what could I do? You know what I mean? Go up to you, say, yo, you better fucking do this? Like, no. So it's like, let's see if we could do a squeeze play and fucking see where his values are. And we felt like, especially me, I felt like I was an asset, okay, to your channel, to your growth and all that type of shit. And I saw that Godfrey was an asset as well. So I said, 2 assets, let's see, but apologize. And you're like, you know, and then, you know, I know in my last conversation, it got to the point where, yeah, I was talking strong, like, nah, like, yo, you need to apologize, like you need to apologize. And so now I know that probably, you know what I mean, made you feel like, oh, you know, well, I'm not gonna be bullied now into apology, you know.
Yeah, Vlad got an ego, man. So even if he know he right, but it's like, I know I was wrong. But I don't want to apologize now because you telling me to apologize. He those type. Let's see. Can't watch another Vlad interview. I want to watch Dodash, but I don't know a lot of you know Dodash. She's kind of big on the like YouTube, like you can do it too. Like if you're 40, pick up a camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, true. And other creators' videos are making on her channel the scams that she's trying to run. So I know how YouTube works, so I'm going to give her a couple more hundred. Let's just round up and say it has 750 views on her side. You can see that all the content that she's making is all the content that she's making is not going anywhere. Okay, so let's talk about it. Since she wants to threaten legal action and she got an attorney with what money? That's the first thing. Okay, so matter of fact, I'm gonna make sure you keep hearing it every 5 seconds or so. She asked you for your money, but she got an attorney in her scams, and she has the audacity, educational. And if you do it enough, and I think that my videos fall well under fair use, we gonna go extra hard on that back. One that has more, and she will be she will have less money in Jaloon. She will have less money in June, less money in July, less money in August, and so on and so forth, until by this time next year, she is an afterthought.
Yeah.
She is an afterthought. If she read DirecTV or take an attorney change and to stop conning people, this is all information she put on the internet. I have never paid for information. Everything.
Let's see, man. Let's see if there's anything else interesting. When 2 hours of sleep finally kicks in. Let's see what this.
Well, who cares about a stupid story?
Lord Jesus. Yo, I'm in the bed. Bro, it's 1:30. All right, look, I'm running one game, and that's it. Hey, y'all, look, this is my last game, bro. I'm getting off with a win. This is my last game, I promise you. Oh, Jesus Christ. Why did you get me to move all these by myself? Rick, you gonna send me some help over here? Why you want me on the forklift? I should want to sleep. Oh, Jesus Christ. God, please let it rain tomorrow. Huh?
Right now, report.
Hope this shit hit. I ain't coming in tomorrow if this shit hit.
He making a parlay.
Fuck it, it's hitting. It's gonna hit. When this bitch hit, I'm quitting this shit. Whew. 4 more hours. It's my 4th time in this bitch.
This is my 4th time in this bitch.
Yo. I'm coming, Ricky. I'm coming when I come back from lunch.
Sometimes that lunch break got to be the best sleep. You set your timer for 30 minutes or an hour, however long you got. Sit in that car in the parking lot and just go to sleep.
What the fuck Ricky with that damn Bobcat? I'm about to start scamming. I'm gonna do a PPP. They ain't arrest nobody, no way. Let me lock in. My head out the window. Oh,
that's so true. You about to fall asleep or something, you start, now you playing, you got to roll the window down, let the air hit you, that keep you up for a second, now you up like, and then that stop working, you roll the window back up, then cut the AC on, got the heat, they got the air on, then that stop working, so you cut the heat on or something. That shit's crazy. Now you got the heat on with the windows down a little bit, like, got alternates, and now you staying up, your body don't know what to do.
Forgot I was driving for a minute, some music.
And then you try loud music next, just to keep you up. After podcast or something, you start listening to that, and then it's too low. Now you listen to the music to get you up there. Oh, God. I got arrested. Random. Let's look at this.
Index. Everybody spam high YouTube. Welcome to another video, bro. Today we're gonna react to the body cam footage of Twitch streamer Phantom arrested after allegedly skipping court date. I'm saying, everybody spam is heavy. Chat, it is heavy, chat. Everybody spam is heavy.
That's what the hell I need, is a fucking treadmill in my house.
Everybody spam crime time. This crazy. We about to get right into it. All right, let's do it.
Phantom formula, 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 phantom formula.
I'm safe. You feel me? I gotta make it.
Is he gonna run into Phantom?
Land truck. It was cold as fuck too, by the way, chat.
So where do you live?
Go ahead and mute my shit. Hell yeah.
That's right there.
Yep, left, right.
Okay. Do me a favor. Come on back here with me for a moment.
Oh my God, boy.
You got any weapons with you? Guns, knives, explosives? Come on back here in front of my car. Nothing illegal on you. Well, why is your license suspended?
Boom!
It is? Yeah. Why?
So at this point, I'm not gonna cap. I'm thinking he gon' I feel like if he's asking me, it's because he might let me go. You know what I'm saying? But
that's never the reason.
But yeah, he asked me a question, so you know what I'm saying? I'm about to answer it.
What does it say?
You said you get a feeling why I might say that.
Because I had a ticket, but the lawyers handle it, so I don't know how it works.
Okay, saying it's suspended for failure to appear. So you didn't show up for a court hearing, and so the judge suspended your license, okay? Because of that, you are under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
Can I pass this?
I got it. Hang on.
If I unfortunately, and thanks to the Most High, you feel me?
I happen to be a little bit of an anomaly because I've been blessed to have multiple different cribs. So if they send it to a crib that I'm not at, I literally, unless I go and check the mail, I would never see the mail. You know what I'm saying? And that's literally what happened. So this whole time my shit was suspended, but I just didn't know. You know what I mean? I said,
at that point, you should be able to have like legal mail sent to your lawyer.
tell Cease come get the V.
You live over there at 204?
Yeah, I'm a block away from home.
Okay. Does he get a driver's license?
Yeah.
You okay if he drives your...
Jail, that is a traffic ticket.
The cops didn't seem too bad. Let's see, anything else look interesting? Fuck it, let's look at Flaco.
Cloud chasing is the most fatal epidemic in America currently. If we're watching a man in real time, cloud chase his way to his demise. This is Lil Tylenol. Lil Tylenol, for the most part, has no motion.
Flaco's still in Aaron the plumber shit.
No clout. Nobody really knows him. So he decided the best way to chase the clout, to get the motion, not because he wants the motion to get some money. No, he just simply wants the motion because he likes attention. Because no money is coming from out of this. It's only trouble. Because he has no motion, nobody wants to hear what he has to say. Lil Tylenol devised a brilliant plan. He began to pay platforms to interview him. So he paid a couple of platforms, got a couple of interviews, and in each interview, he decided he was going to cloud chase off of 4 Extra.
Flaco ain't going to be safe at No Jumper.
Because 4 Extra was somebody who had a lot of clout. 4 Extra garnered the clout by telling his life story. Lil Tylenol tried to tell his life story. Nobody cared. So he decided now his rise to fame was going to be clout chasing all 4 Extra and talking about a fade with 4 Extra's nephew. Do you know what type of sorry human being you have to be to want clout off somebody named that bad, that you're going on interviews and talking about I fought 4 Extra's nephew in jail?
And that's how I release stress, whooping, putting them down, you feel me? Yeah, whooping on. I whooped on 4 Extra nephew. I done whooped on the gang in that mother. You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
This is such a weird thing to brag about. This is such a weird thing to even include as an important detail in your life story. Nobody knows who 4 Extra nephew is. You didn't even say a name. Now, what's even weirder is King Pill is a pathological liar, that he might just be lying the whole time. 4 Extra probably don't even have a nephew in jail, and he probably is lying about fighting a nephew. This same dude came on a podcast and said that he had intercourse with SZA. SZA was born and raised in New Jersey. And because we know this cockroach Lil Tylenol didn't flip enough Nick bags of Reggie to make it past.
And Flaco going hard for this dude. He must feel like 4 Extra going to protect him at No Jumper. That's got to be the only reason Flaco going this hard at him. Shout out SZA, Jersey.
1 block radius. He for sure was not in contact with SZA at any point in his early life. He was just lying because that's his whole shtick. Use other people's name to get attention. He name dropped, clout chased, and lied on enough people to where No Jumper finally gave him a chance to interview him. And surprise, surprise, the first thing he did during his No Jumper interview was try to clout chase off of 4 Extra. But the thing with him even name dropping 4 Extra or dissing 4 Extra in his No Jumper interview, he couldn't really give a coherent reason why he don't like 4 Extra. Because even the reason he
said, bitch, I don't like your nephew, I don't like you. I don't like your nephew, I don't like your daddy, I don't like your mama. Because that's crazy to hit a man nephew. And if that is true, that's crazier because 4 Extra, like his whole family in jail. But that'd be wow.
Adam debunked it almost immediately.
When you start seeing 4 Extras going up doing interviews and stuff, you're just like, oh, this is a perfect person for me to clout chase off.
No, duh. And it ain't happened any differently. That's exactly what was going through his mind.
Nah, it's not clout chasing, bro, because I was actually supporting that nigga, you feel me? He followed me on the gram. I followed him back. I was actually happy for him because
that's usually how clout chasing starts. The fanboys who don't get enough attention transition themselves into hateful stands.
I was like, damn, this kind of relate to me, nigga, like in there knocking out. I'm hyped. Like, this whore. You feel me?
So he was your hero, and because he ain't give you enough attention, now you clout chasing. But tell us the fake reasons why you don't like him. Let's hear it.
But then when he get on here and then he start lying about, he say he see the nigga from inside the mall. You feel me? Then he's like, then he be getting on here and he be like, how the blood said, get it bracking. Like, bro, stop talking about how the blood said. Stop talking about how the bloods talk. You feel me?
This sounds like a jealous, hateful, obsessed.
He literally just found a reason to be mad at 4Extra.
Man, who's just fishing for a reason not to like you and create fake beef in their head. We've seen like Low Tylenol himself mimic how the Crips talk.
Then he get on here and he like, you know what I'm saying, bro? Because the whole thing when he was making it big, he wasn't name dropping. He just, I did 10 fades here, and then I went over here and I popped the dough, and I did 10 fades over here. So I'm like, cool, he did his little fades. I'm thinking it's real because I done got in fades like that. Because like I just told you, that was 6 rounds with 2 niggas like type.
This is a man who can't really name why he don't like somebody, so he's just making up reasons. Instead of just saying, hey, bro, I'm a clout chaser, I'm a disgusting clout chaser, he's making up reasons. How you gonna say in this interview, you don't...
Yo, tattoos on the nigga face just scream no money. And they never like good tattoos. They like always like this.
Don't like 4Extra now because he's name dropping. But then in your last interview, you was calling him a buster for not name dropping.
Had no jumper, and he going viral. He said all these little bull. He telling all these jail fights, but he ain't saying no names. But he going up off of just saying shit. I did 10 fights, and I did...
This internet make nigga goofy. Sitting there giving 4Extra a problem because he ain't say nothing. Then it's different in the future. Internet undefeated.
10 fights. But then you see me telling stories and saying names, and then they hoods is getting on there and confirming. You got 100,000 followers. Why the hell is your girlfriend coming to my page?
By the way, everyone he so-called smashed on or caught a fade with in jail has came out and said this man is an absolute pathological liar and he's a fraud.
So I'm like, maybe it is real. You feel me? I'm not doubting it. I'm happy for him. But then when you get on there and you talking about, y'all talking about, you don't know, bro. You talk about the BSG. Then you talk about the homie from families. You know what I'm saying? You kind of going outside your bubble. You feel me? You normally don't be name dropping. Now you throwing name. You talking about you would knock the homie Munchie out.
Don't be fooled when he says homies. These people don't know him. This man is from a blood hood, an hour and 30 minutes away from LA. He's from like 4Extra here. You don't have
you kind of like planned it. You feel me? Like all these fights you be talking about, bro. I recorded it so you niggas can down me.
After giving 1,000 reasons why, this dude is so obsessed with 4Extra that he even lied about 4Extra's wife or girlfriend following him.
And you trying to let me hit it from the back. You dig what I'm saying? That's what I'm trying to figure out. I gotta be going places. I gotta be the next star to get a brand new car. You dig what I'm saying, though?
I gotta be the next star to get a brand new car. That's too much. You trying to get a persona.
Nasty, bro. I don't know what it finds you. 4Extra no clout, so he decided he was gonna go on multiple. Pretty impressive. He found a way to weasel Adam and No Jumper into this fake promotion for a fight that would never happen.
Boy, to a celebrity boxing deal. We got a big fight coming up, 4Extras. I don't know if you really still locked up or not. Maybe that's just a play. Maybe you're just ducking my man King Pill. But either way, we're going to make this fight.
Adam trying to get that money and play both sides.
Everybody out there, we need y'all to tune in. Celebrity boxing, King Pill, 4Extra. That's the fight to me.
If King Pill and 4Extra fight, Adam get paid from both sides. If you fight Aaron the Plumber, then he'll only get paid one. That's why he want them to fight.
Let's go.
I think he lied to Adam. I think Adam is kind of incentivized to make this fight happen. Adam begins to ask 4Extra about like low Tylenol. And 4Extra essentially said, listen, the dude is a smoker.
Said are actually good reasons.
You get on this motherfucking plan and they shoot the shit with you to try to get numbers and clout or try to get fame somewhere and they end up getting f***ed in the long run. But it ain't you don't give a f***. You just gonna tell it and keep talking to get the numbers. That's the point.
Let him talk because it's good content. Keep in mind, this is all wrestling. This is all pro wrestling. And then
he's a clout chaser.
But Adam knows it's not pro wrestling. He know these motherfuckers are ignorant. It's not. They ain't gonna see it as that.
Get him out of my face. Now, what he wants, right? You essentially, dudes like this, they're so psychotic that even when they get beat up and embarrassed and disrespected, they see that as a W. A gun looking for 4 extra. Do you see how weird, like, these cloud chasers, do you see how weird these stands are? Doesn't have a gun, but yet he's showcasing that he has a gun. He goes to 4 extras hood. Well, 4 extra slang is Crenshaw the Fig. So they're mocking 4 extra slang. They're claiming they're in the vicinity. This dude should not be on anybody's platform. Nobody should talk to this guy. I'm highly judging anyone who wants to interview or talk to this man, because why? Who want to interview this nasty and disgusting human being like this, bruh?
Adam does. And I guess Flacco now, I'm part of it too. I want to check out SBGBTV. SBGBTV. Let me see if they found any crime.
13893, 13893, and 77. Ambulance traffic DUI, 802 West 62nd Street, code 3, incident 0014, RD 1248.
It's on this next block.
Information only on VFMV suspects in the area of York and Toledo. Approximately 23:45 hours, suspect vehicle, silver or brown Honda sedan, license plate 9 Sam Adam William 276, 9 Sam Adam William 276, one tail light not working.
Damn, are they going instead of letting the emergency vehicle go?
Got its headlights on. 3 suspects, males, wearing dark clothing, not been seen. Broke into a white pickup truck, last seen driving southbound Aldama towards Buchanan. Information on incident 30.
So this is what brought us down here.
Go to incident 21.
Traffic collision underneath the shoes on the wire.
Oh, they did.
And a helicopter right above us spotlighting our exact location right here.
Oh, is there something in front of this?
Street 945 East 116th Street versus a parked vehicle. Code 3 and 731 RD 1864.
A lot of cops. Whole lot of cops.
You your PR from 18623 Palomino Drive, incident 4764. Called back. He has additional information.
SBGBTV always live talking about whacking them. He gonna sit there and be live till whack is taken down.
In that case, Demori's mom is to a mental health. And you can't do this, and Demori is the alleged. They got arrested on state charges. New York. Somehow, upon information and belief, Desiree avoided a lengthy prison sentence by cooperating with
they talking about Desiree Perez,
law enforcement. They don't want to talk about that. She has
Oh, that's a whole different thing. Young and Hefe spread lies for clout. Ooh. Say it ain't so.
You gonna have to really cause them carrots.
Yo, what?
See what the comments say.
Yo, son, what are we talking about?
Yeah, run around with an OG. You know me, fat boy, smoke a OG with the dope lean fofo to the.
Yo, Facts says, I'd rather eat food dropped on the ground than hit the spliff at the lush.
Mandatory pickling. Now, I said to him,
and you smoking with Lush One? Ah, damn. You swapping lip residue with Lush 1?
From his perspective. But Adam, before...
If it's not appropriate to tell a civilian about, why would it be appropriate to make a video about suggesting...
No, he has a great response. But what was the first thing that 4Extra said when he got out last time? When he walked into the office, what were the first words out of his mouth?
I forget. Source. You don't have to say information. And yes, I did.
Make the story up. I'm not a content creator that makes story up to try to get views. A whole lot of stuff if I was just like that. And I got a whole lot of information about a whole lot of if I just wanted to go viral. Now what happened, one of my dudes, he been down in the county jail for about like 18 months. He calls in to me like 3 times out the month, you know what I'm saying? So he call in, we chopping it up, and he like, hey, I got some content for you. And I'm like, really?
And you use the content, right? It's not our YouTuber side opposed to the gangbanger side. Sit in jail be like, do you not like 4Extra? Nothing but with video to
It's a war in here. I'm like, what? He like, yeah, you know, he knocked this dude out, you know what I'm saying? Knocked one of his enemies out, man, and put the carrots in his butt. I'm like, damn. I'm like, all right. Then he said,
oh, that's where the carrots in the butt come from.
Then you know, after that, you like, man, you know, some Don moves caught a Crip slipping. You feel me? They beat him up, knocked him out, and then they put a pickle and summer sausage up his butt. And I'm like,
a pickle and a summer sausage.
Wait, a pickle and a summer sausage? You think they taped it together? Or you think
he just said this is a rumor that's going around?
I'm back. You sharing the blunt with Lush? Haram, champ. Haram. Oh my soul, he's bugging. Sign of a liar, one who uses witnesses' testimonies as their own. Facts. This is corny. Gossip girl.
So if 4Extra said he didn't do it, but that's where the story came from.
Come on, bro.
Every reason to lie. Off the back, I agree with him, and he's never lied in his life.
I've never seen him. I don't know of him having lied to me, but it makes so much sense that if he did, I mean,
you're gonna have to really like, cause them carrots.
Yo, what? Yo, son, what are we talking about? Oh, bro. It's all going to start the show. Once the cameras are put on you more, you start to...
Yo, these dudes, he said, I know a whole lot about a whole lot of people where I could say stuff to go viral and all that. That's crazy to even think about. These gangsters.
Somebody said, bond out almighty. You know what's so cold, bro? I'm going to keep it a band, right? I ain't bonding. I'm not putting up no money to for that. Not a damn thing. But what I will say is, if you need a signature, I'll put a signature on there for you, bro. I ain't got no money for you, though. I know what it's like to be in jail, Sean. Man, please. The things
I got a signature for you, but I ain't got no money.
That you're doing, man, I'm telling you, homie, that's worse than not giving up. Can nobody change that in me? Talking some, I don't know what the it don't even matter, church. Like, as long as it ain't none of that type of shit, I'm cool. Shit ain't as strong as I thought it was. And you know what's so cold? Is because I showed them and I proved to them that it was. And they'll sign their life away from me today. I didn't understand it at first. I was too many of us around. So I called the person that I could trust. They gave me the money and everything. Maybe because that's what we built our relationship. Nah, it ain't about the money, homie. Them people be needing signatures. You can have somebody put up 50,000 for you. If you ain't got nobody wanting to sign for it to say, and your bail is way bigger, and you ain't got nobody wanting to put their name on the line where if anything f up with you, they can come to that person's house and knock on the door talking about you owe me something.
That is big.
Straight up, homie. Because the money, you can get that.
He basically saying, suspect ain't no buster, and he trusts him to go take care of whatever he need to or do whatever time he need to, whether it's a year, a couple months, whatever.
Them names quite a few times. And who can you have? But we need at least 3. 8. 7 or 8 might sound small. Boy, when you in that jail, trying to the other 6 gonna be a struggle. They come find you, they're gonna have something to do with you. Hell, don't we always see it can get as serious as somebody having to put up their house?
Well, listen, we looked at a lot today. A couple news stories. We ended up in a no jumper universe today, but who knows where we'll end up next time? We end up in Russia or somewhere talking about China or some body cam video. Welcome to, you know what I mean, In the Cave. Like, share, subscribe if you're watching this so you get notified. We running it up. We tell the truth here. We watch a story. We tell the truth. We're not biased. We're not gaslighting. We're not narcissists. We shine lights on all that. So if you ain't an honest person, you might not like it here. It might be your last time coming. But otherwise, I see you on the next one. Peace. Look at my videos, everything else.